By the late 60s, the Green Bay Packers of Vince Lombardi had won 5 world championships in 7 years. With seemingly few worlds left to conquer, Green Bay's inspirational leader left his head coaching position to become the team's general manager. But after just 1 season away from the playing field, a restless and bored Lombardi returned to the coaching ranks with a new team in a new town.
I have no preconceived notions about any personnel on the Washington Redskins, none whatsoever. And that's the way I'm going to approach this. Everybody starts off fresh. Everybody starts off with a new face.
When do you expect to have a winner? The first year, the second?
I'd like to have a winner the first year, if possible.
I think he needed that challenge. He thought, hey, I've done it all. I've won 3 world championships in a row. I've brought this team to prominence. Now it's time to turn it over to somebody else. And I think he thought it was time to give it up, but it really wasn't. You're doing something that you enjoy doing more than anything else in the world. So why not do it as long as you can possibly do it? I knew him from the New York days, and I knew him from competing against him that there was no finer coach in football than Lombardi. I didn't play in 1968, but when he came out of retirement in 1969, I wanted to come back with Lombardi and be a player coach. I knew the team would come together, and I knew that what he could do was change the mental attitude of a football team. He did it when he went to Green Bay. I knew he'd do it in Washington, and I wanted to be a part of it.
To succeed, Lombardi would also have to win over the Redskins' best player, the talented but mischievous Sonny Jurgensen.
I didn't break curfew with him because he was the only coach that I ever played for that never mentioned my weight. And from the first meeting, he never said, "What do you weigh?" And it was very understandable because the first practice we ever had, he almost killed me with exercises. He knew I would be in shape. He didn't have to mention my weight or anything. He knew that he was going to condition me.
He pressured us so much in practice. Playing in a game on Sunday was just a mere piece of cake. Vince scolded me in front of the team about fumbling in practice, and he made me carry football around with me for an entire week. It was the most embarrassing experience during the training camp. Walking into a grocery store with a football, and people are looking at you in a strange manner. Going to church with a football in your hand. If you wanted Vince Lombardi off your back, you learn to do things as he wanted them done.
The coach's stern lessons took hold as Brown rushed for the most yards by a Redskin in nearly 2 decades. But equally important was Lombardi's solution to Brown's hearing disabilities, a step that helped Larry to become NFL Rookie of the Year.
Vince Lombardi had already concluded that I had some sort of hearing impairment, and the day that hearing aid was installed in my helmet, he went to one side of the room and asked me to put the helmet on and go to the other side of the room, and he said, "Larry, can you hear me?" And I said, "Coach, I've never had any problems hearing you."
Lombardi's booming messages were especially audible to quarterback Sonny Jurgensen. Lombardi's offensive scheme made Sonny the NFL's leading passer. But the Redskins quarterback also learned that his coach did not always measure success in traditional ways.
If I threw a ball on 1st and goal for a touchdown, he would get mad. He would get mad. If I'm on a 3-yard line and throw a touchdown pass, he would chew me out. And the reason being, he said, "I know you can throw touchdown passes." He said, "But why don't you let the rest of the team participate in the score by running the ball in? That lifts everybody up." He said, "You've just enjoyed yourself out there throwing a touchdown. Don't do that anymore."
In a decade of coaching, Lombardi had fielded only winning teams. But the '69 Redskins were simply not talented enough to beat the NFL's best. And by late season, hopes for a winner in Washington were flickering. On a chilly December day in Philadelphia, The Redskins were trailing the lowly Eagles, and an angry Vince Lombardi had seen enough.
He was obviously unhappy with our performance in the first half, and he stared at us and then he said, if someone was running down the street with everything you own on his back, you better stop him. And I think that message hit us extremely well because we came out on the field and we were more aggressive, and we were very fortunate to go on and win the game.
With a 34-29 victory in hand, Washington needed only to beat the New Orleans Saints in the final home game of the season to clinch the Redskins' first winning record since 1955.
We were playing at home, and we were playing the Saints, and it was on the line to have a winning season. And we knew how bad he wanted to do that. He never had a losing season. We wanted it for Lombardi, more so than we wanted it for ourselves.
Washington struggled, but still managed to beat the Saints. Lombardi's Redskins ended the year with 7 wins, 5 losses, and 2 ties. But sadly, the coach would not get the opportunity to improve on his team's record.
I remember him calling upon our trainer many, many times in 1969 because he was having pain and stomach discomfort. And he would call Joe Cuso, who was our trainer with the Redskins, and say, Joe, get me some of that Digel, get something for my stomach. But I firmly believe that he had possibly the beginning of that cancer in 1969. But Coach Lombardi, as most of us remember, had this thing about pain. In fact, he used to talk to his players. Pain was always in your mind, and he wanted you to play with injuries. And I think part of that philosophy, he believed in it himself. So as a result, he did not have himself checked for this discomfort in 1969. I believe the cancer was growing, and when they opened him up in 1970 in June, it was too late.
The next time I saw him, we played a preseason game in Baltimore, and he was history. I mean, he couldn't talk, could only whisper, and he called the football team together. And I'll never forget what he said. He almost whispered it. He said, I just want you guys to know that you're my team. I selected you to play for the Redskins. You're going to be great. That's all he said.
Vince Lombardi coached the Washington Redskins for only a season, but his influence still endures. In 1 year, he revitalized a team, altered careers, and sustained memories that will last a lifetime.
The whole time he was in Washington that year, I worked harder. I had more fun. I was in better condition, enjoyed football more than any time in the 18 years. And if I had to pick a highlight out of 18 years of Sonny Jurgensen's career, it would be 1969 under Vince Lombardi.